Most people who finally start investing do it completely backwards, and it costs them thousands in missed safety nets and emergency expenses they can't cover. Here's the thing about investing advice on the internet. Everyone's hyping crypto, index funds, or real estate like you've got unlimited cash to throw around. But if you're living paycheck to paycheck, drowning in credit card debt, or one car repair away from financial chaos, jumping straight into the stock market isn't smart. It's reckless. And right now, with rent eating half your paycheck and groceries costing what they do, getting the order wrong means you're building a house on sand. You might have investments, sure, but no foundation to keep you standing when life hits you with a $1,200 emergency. By the end of this video, you'll know the exact step-by-step order to follow, so you're not just investing, you're actually building real financial security that protects you first. Let's break it down. Before you put a single dollar into any investment, you need a small cash cushion. I'm talking $500 to $1,000 sitting in a regular savings account you can access immediately. Why? Because life doesn't care about your investment strategy. Your car breaks down, your dog needs an emergency vet visit, your employer cuts your hours. If you don't have cash on hand, you're going straight to a credit card, and now you're paying 24% interest on an expense that just wiped out any gains your investments might have made. This isn't about being pessimistic, it's about being realistic. Most Americans can't cover a $400 emergency without borrowing. That's not a moral failure, that's proof the system's tight. But you can't build wealth while you're constantly falling into debt holes. Keep this money boring and accessible, a basic savings account, not invested, not locked up, just there. Once you've got that small cushion, here's where most people mess up. They either ignore their 401k entirely or they max it out while ignoring everything else. The right move? Contribute just enough to get your full employer match. Here's how it works. Let's say your company matches 50% of your contributions up to 6% of your salary. If you make $40,000 a year and contribute 6%, that's $2,400. Your employer throws in another $1,200. That's a guaranteed 50% return the moment the money hits your account. You will never find a better, safer return anywhere. Not in stocks, not in crypto, nowhere. But here's the key. Don't go beyond the match yet. A lot of people think maxing out their 401k is always the smartest move, but if you still got high interest debt or no real emergency fund, you're locking up money you might desperately need while paying 22% interest on a credit card. That math doesn't work. So, contribute enough to get the match, then stop and move to step 3. This is where you attack anything above 7 to 8% interest. Credit cards, personal loans, payday loans, anything that's actively bleeding you dry every month. Let's be clear, you cannot out-invest high-interest debt. If your credit card charges 24% and the stock market averages 10%, you're losing 14% every year you carry that balance. You're running on a treadmill in the wrong direction. I'm not saying all debt is bad. Your 3% car loan, your federal student loans at 4%, those can wait, but credit card debt is financial quicksand. The minimum payments are designed to keep you stuck. Use either the avalanche method, highest interest rate first, or the snowball method, smallest balance first. Pick whichever one keeps you motivated, because the real enemy here is giving up halfway through. And yeah, this step sucks. It's not sexy. You're not watching your portfolio grow. But this is the foundation. You're not behind. You're just being smart enough to clear the land before you build. Now that the high-interest debt's gone, it's time to finish what you started with that starter fund. You need a real emergency fund. 3 to 6 months of expenses. Not income, expenses. If your rent, groceries, insurance, and minimum bills total $2,500 a month, you're aiming for $7,500 to $15,000. I know that sounds impossible if you're barely scraping by right now, but here's the truth. This fund is what separates people who survive financial emergencies from people who spiral into debt because of them. You lose your job, You've got time to find the right one, not just the first one. Your hours get cut, you're not immediately behind on rent. Your transmission dies, annoying but not catastrophic. Keep this money in a high-yield savings account. You'll earn 4 to 5% interest right now, which at least keeps up with some of inflation. It's still boring, it's still not invested, and that's the point. This money isn't for growing wealth, it's for protecting the wealth you're about to build. All right, high interest debt's gone. Emergency funds stocked, employer match is handled. Now you invest for real. The general target is 15% of your gross income going toward retirement. That includes your employer match. So if your company's already putting in 3%, you're adding another 12%. Max out a Roth IRA first if you're eligible. For 2024, that's $7,000 a year, or about $583 a month. Why Roth? Because you pay taxes now, and when you pull that money out in retirement, it's 100% yours, no taxes on the growth. If you're making decent money and expect to earn more later, a Roth is a gift to your future self. If you're over the income limit for a Roth, or if you've maxed it, go back to your 401k and increase contributions there. But here's what most people miss. Retirement contributions are important, but they're not more important than the steps before this. If you're putting 15% into a 401k while carrying $8,000 in credit card debt and no emergency fund, you're doing it backwards. Once retirement's on track, you've got options. Maybe you're saving for a house. Maybe you want to go back to school. Maybe you just want to start a taxable brokerage account so you can access investments before you're 59 and a half. This is where your money gets personal. There's no one-size-fits-all here. For short-term goals, anything under 5 years, keep the money safe. High-yield savings, CDs, maybe treasury bonds. Don't gamble with a down payment in the stock market. For long-term goals, low-cost index funds in a taxable brokerage account are your friend. You're not trying to pick stocks or time the market. You're buying a slice of the entire economy and letting it grow. And if you've got kids and want to save for college, look into a 529 plan. Contributions grow tax-free as long as the money's used for education. The point is, you've built the foundation. Now you get to build the life. Let me clarify something important because I see these mistakes all the time. Mistake number 1, investing before you're ready. You can't build wealth while you're in survival mode. If one unexpected expense sends you into a debt spiral, you're not ready to invest, period. Mistake number 2, ignoring the employer match. I don't care how motivated you are to pay off debt. If your employer's offering free money, take it. It's the only guaranteed return you'll ever get. Mistake number 3, treating all debt the same. A 3% student loan is not the same as a 24% credit card. Kill the high-interest stuff. The rest can wait. Mistake number 4, stopping at the starter emergency fund. $1,000 feels like a lot when you're used to having nothing, but it's not enough. One decent emergency wipes it out. Finish the job. Maybe you're looking at this list thinking, I can't even do step 1. That's okay. You're not behind. The system makes this hard on purpose. Start with $25 a paycheck if that's all you've got. Automate it so you don't have to think about it. It'll feel slow, it'll feel like it's not enough, but 6 months from now, you'll have a couple $100s you didn't have before. A year from now, maybe 1,000. The real problem starts when people get paralyzed because they can't do it all at once. You don't need to do it all at once. You just need to start. Here's the truth. Investing isn't just about making money. It's about building a system that protects you first, then grows your wealth second. You start with safety, a small emergency fund so one bad day doesn't ruin you. Then you grab free money from your employer. Then you kill the debt that's draining you. Then you build real security with a full emergency fund. Then you invest for the long haul. It's not the sexiest advice. It's not going to make you rich overnight, but it works, and it works because it's built in the order that matches how life actually hits you. Real security comes from understanding the rules, even when they're stacked against you. If this helped you see where your next dollar should actually go, hit that like button and subscribe. We're breaking down the money stuff that matters every week. And if you've got questions about your specific situation, drop them in the comments. I read all of them. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.